Hello, this is Ayako Sekiguchi from Wellness Kitchen. This time, our seasonal ingredient is apples. When you heat apples, the components that help your digestion actually increase. So, we're going to use plenty of apples to make a rich and juicy apple dish. I'm going to try making bread in a frying pan. I highlighted the apple's tartness and natural sweetness by skipping sugar and flour. I'll try making it with a gluten-free recipe, and I'll also tell you about the wonderful benefits of apples. Please be sure to watch until the end. Here are the ingredients: apples and rice flour. This one is Wellness Kitchen's original. Rice flour, milk, honey, and baking powder. Rice flour and eggs. First, we'll make the base dough. This is honey. I've added honey to the eggs. And now rice oil and milk. Combine these ahead of time and set aside. This time, since we're not adding any flour, you can mix it pretty thoroughly. It's totally fine to mix it well, so it's easy. Yes, it's mixed thoroughly now. Okay, and then, now I'll add the rice flour. You don't need to sift the rice flour anymore. It's really easy to handle. Yes, add the baking powder as well. Yes, now mix the batter thoroughly. Yes, the batter is evenly mixed now. Now let's cut the apple. We'll use the apple with the skin on. By using the apple with the skin on, it increases the nutrients that are good for your stomach. That's why we do this. There's a reason for heating the apple with the skin on rather than eating it raw. So I'll explain that in more detail later. For now, let's start with the apple. Remove the core. It's called apple bread, but I think it's more accurate to say it's just solidified apple since it's mostly made of apple. It's like that with the apple packed tightly together. That's the finish I want. Cut it into quarters and remove the core. Then cut them in half again and slice them thinly. They should be pretty thin, just like this. Let's cut the apples. We have plenty of apples, and now the apples. I'll cut about 1.5 slices vertically to use as decoration, so I'll set those aside. As for the rest, I'll just keep cutting them like this. The cutting board is already full, so I'll keep adding the apples into this bowl. This time, the batter is really just to hold the apples together, so there are lots and lots of apples. Okay, the bowl is already full, but this is for the batter. And as for the leftover apples, I want to use them for decoration on top. I'll cut the apples vertically. I'm cutting them into slightly thin wedges. Cut them to create a radial pattern. The dough is ready once everything is mixed. Anyway, there are so many apples. Looking at it like this, I honestly have no idea what we're about to make. I really can't tell at all. The dough will act as a coating, so mix it well to cover everything. Alright, now we're going to bake the apples and let them set. Turn the heat down to low. Heat up the frying pan. I'm using a slightly small frying pan, about 18 centimeters in size. The more batter and height you have, the bigger the frying pan should be. If you use a large frying pan, it will turn out thin. But if you use a slightly smaller frying pan, you'll get a bit more height, just a little. Coat the pan with rice oil. It's less about the oil itself and more about just giving the frying pan a light coating. Okay, now transfer the apple batter from earlier into the frying pan. Now spread the apple batter evenly in the frying pan. Once it's spread out, place the decorative apple slices on top. Yes, just like this. Now cover it and cook on low heat. Carefully cook it so it doesn't burn. While the apples are cooking, I have 2 announcements about new releases today. The first one is this. My brand, which I produce, is releasing a gift box. It says wellness gift like this. Let me show you what's inside. It looks like this. It's an assortment of brown rice noodles made with 4 kinds of mushroom broth and specially cultivated Seiko rice. It can be hard to choose a thoughtful gift or something for someone who is health conscious, right? That's exactly when I recommend this. The 4 kinds of mushroom broth are made without any sugar, salt, preservatives, or coloring. We use 100% oil and authentic mirin generously, focusing on both deliciousness and health. The umami and health benefits of the mushrooms are fully infused as well. If you care about both taste and health, or if you're looking for a special gift for someone important, please make use of this. In the coming season, finishing your meal with brown rice noodles in this broth is the best. Now, the second item, our rice flour has been renewed and is now on sale. This rice flour is also great for your health as it blends sprouted brown rice with red, black, and green rice, so you can really taste the rice polyphenols and umami. The grains are finer than before, making it perfect not only for baking but for all kinds of uses. Details are listed in the comments and description box, but please note that both items are available in limited quantities. Please check it out as soon as possible. Now let me talk about the wonderful benefits of baked apples. Apples are often mentioned for digestive health and dieting, and the main reason for that is their dietary fiber. Apples contain something called pectin. They are rich in soluble dietary fiber. Soluble dietary fiber serves as food for the good bacteria in your gut. This helps produce short-chain fatty acids, which create an environment where good bacteria can thrive. There are research reports that say pectin becomes activated when heated to 100 degrees Celsius, increasing its effectiveness by 6 to 9 times. Also, apples contain a lot of polyphenols near the skin, and they are also rich in pectin. Since most of these are found between the skin and the flesh, it's recommended to use the whole apple with the skin. When you heat the apple with the skin, even more pectin is produced, which increases the effect of keeping your stomach healthy. Now, let's take a look. I'm going to flip it over a little, and at this point, I'll turn off the heat. Because of the sugars from the apple, it tends to stick to the frying pan. Use a spatula to gently loosen it so it comes off easily. It looks good now. Next, place a paper towel on top. For safety, let's do it like this. Okay, now we'll flip it over. Yes, and then set it down once. Now return it to the pan along with the paper towel. Yes, a couple of these apples came off. We'll use those apples as decoration, so please set them aside. Alright, and then again, turn it down to low heat and cook for about 7 more minutes. Okay, now we'll turn off the heat. It's done baking. Now let it cool for a while until it loses its residual heat. Place it on a rack or something similar to let it cool. Alright, now that it has cooled down, let's plate it. Place a plate on top and flip it over. Okay, remove the kitchen paper. Oh, it came off a little. I'll decorate it nicely again with apples and such. The apple on the edge came off, didn't it? Okay, more apples. 300% juicy apple bread. It's done. Packed with apples, so juicy. I'm going to try the freshly baked apple bread now. You know, The dough is really just a binder, so it's no exaggeration to say that it's basically baked and set apples. Let's dig in. Wow, the apples' gentle sweetness and tartness really shine through. The apples really just taste like pure apple, you know? This time I hardly added any extra seasoning, so if you like, you can sprinkle some cinnamon powder on top to make it even more stylish. I used Shinano no Weigo apples, a firm variety ideal for baked apples. They keep a crisp texture after baking, while some apples are better for jams or cooking down. Firmer apples like these work best for this recipe. I recommend apples like Takatama or other varieties that hold up well to heat. Please give it a try. This time I used plenty of apples. I introduced an easy apple bread made in a frying pan with simple ingredients and utensils. You can make it with things you have at home, so please try it, the deliciousness of these apples. Please try it during this delicious season. I also introduced the wellness gift along the way. I've also listed the rice flour information in the description and comments, so please check it out. Thank you for watching until the end. See you again in another video.